Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books. I love talking about them. I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the Marvel fan site that'll have plot synopsis and character bios for these issues. So, I'm finally going to cover the Longshot limited series. I'm going to do 2 issues at a time. So I'm going to do issues 1 and 2, then 3 and 4, and then 5 and 6. These are from 1985. So I'm a little late, but in the X Universe playlist, they will be put in order of where they should be. Okay, so it was just I meant to get to it, but when I read them, I thought they happened before Annual 10, and it turns out that it happened way before Annual number 10. So I decided, hey, all right, this is Arthur Adams' first published series. So not his first published work, his first published series. And we have Magog and let's see here, and then Gog here, right here. Look at this detail here, but it kind of gets lost here with these colors here. We got Spiral. Arthur Adams, Rob Liefeld has been on the record saying Arthur Adams is a big part of the inspiration of them. And Todd McFarlane has even said if Arthur Adams had been able to come up with a way to keep a deadline, he definitely would have been an Image guy. He would have he's already super requested. Imagine if this dude could actually keep a deadline. His work is pretty detailed, at least the way he goes through his processes. This dude renders pencils completely. So it's very time consuming the way he draws. That's why he's not able to do a lot of work. And so this is the one of the few times that he's been able to do 6 issues basically of something. I know that he did Ultimate X-Men. I think he also did 6 issues, but that was well ahead of time, which I think is what you need to do to when you're Arthur Adams here. So like I said, great color. I almost wish that these color holds were not here, because this would look even better, but it definitely puts the shine on a Longshot. So as I mentioned before, this dude is the inspiration to Todd McFarlane, to Rob Liefeld, to Mark Silvestri, Whilce Portacio. I used to say Portacio, but I think he says Portacio. So, oh, one more thing here before I go in here. I want you to just, at each issue, the corner box here, there's going to be slight changes happening. So, all right. So, we start A Man Without a Past. And Longshot is running here from these creatures here. And he's like, these troops want me bad. I wish I knew why. Holy terror, why me? Ease down, he thinks. My reckless hearts are trying to smash out of my chest. So it says hearts. You did say right. He does have 2 hearts here. And he says, it smells wrong. Colors are riding and voices echo. And so other shots are missing me, but that's impossible. Either I'm already dead or I'm suddenly become wildly lucky. So it looks like he has no idea who he is here. And you can see that there's some kind of storm going. At least that's the indication. We got some rain here and everything, and he's dripping wet. We got our credits here. Ann Nocenti is the writer. Ann Nocenti is also the editor of The New Mutants and The Uncanny X-Men. Arthur Adams, as I mentioned before, is providing the pencils. Brent Anderson is co-inking this issue. However, after 2, so the remainder after, it's just Whilce Portacio by himself in the inking. Louise Jones returns to the be Ann's editor with Jim Shooter as chief. So she still hasn't married Walt Simonson during this time here. So you can see here he's trying to run away from these guys here. I'm kind of going to hurry it along here because we're covering two issues here. Suddenly this portal comes up here and Longshot's like, I'm just going to go with it. So he goes through the portal and you can see Magog and the rest of those other ones go after him. And here Nocenti says, and they pause for an eternal instant, held in that place where all has been and all is yet to become, and where the future is already the past. So a lot of confusing stuff, but he shows up in upstate New York here, and you can see the portal sort of here, this lady dropping her groceries as you see this cart coming through, and she shows up and she thinks it's the Archangel Gabriel. And you can see Magog here, or Gog. It's confusing. We'll see which one it is here. This card though ends up going through the or hits the wall here, and when it does, there's a stack of money that just keeps falling. Now, if you remember Longshot's powers, you'll see that this is gonna kind of play on it here. You can see all this money. And this kid here, oh boy, I can buy comics and candy and comics. So all these guys is like, oh my god, we're so lucky. Now, real quick here, he does have a companion that came through. So, all right, and so everyone is like, oh my god, that's so awesome. He's like, oh, she saved me, and everybody's just, look at this, early Arthur Adam, but look at this detail that he's putting through. And he's like, and Lotus's fingers, he has 3 fingers and a thumb here, and he doesn't know his name, so he can't introduce himself. And so and he's like, what planet is this? And of course it's like, you undressed, I better take you in. But he ends up running away, and this guy's like, oh, junkie, punko junkie, meaning punk here. So all right, and so he's running away here and sees, it says, what is that light? Of course, it's the sun here, and it's very bright on him, and he's coming, and now he gets to see himself, his own reflection. By the way, here you see the deli. It's got Nocenti's deli, so that's actually pretty cool here. So as mentioned, Longshot doesn't recognize himself, and he says, that face, it's not quite me, is it? But whose? And he sees this guy coming from behind him, and he says, stop. And this guy says, easy now, we're from the same side of the tracks. Hey, you got great Fallout gear. I'm Eliot, no last name, of course. You understand why. I see you're a kindred spirit. Oh man, he does look like Rodney Dangerfield. Isn't that something? I saw that trick you did before you busted the probability odds for sure. What a long shot. Watch out, they don't make you a hero. Visibility's too high, he says, and you can see he puts the arm on his, and Longshot kind of looks down. It's so weird seeing such early Arthur Adams here. And so they're walking in there, and he's like, ever need me, head over that hill and up. Us survivalists must touch base once in a while. Now split up fast, they'll follow me, they hate me. And so, come on, men, don't bother with that Eliot nut. It's the other one we want. So here goes Eliot, and here goes a Longshot here. So, all right. And so as he runs, he's like, he's like, what's he talking about? Outrunning these people was easy. This whole sluggish place moves in slow motion. So Longshot is a lot faster than them because of the world he comes from. And so he's very confused here. He says, I know the language, I must know the planet. And so he sits here by this place, and he's like, maybe I'll just sit here and somebody will tell me where I'm at. And then he sees these mannequins like, "Hello, ladies. Don't keep staring at me. What's the matter with you? Hey, we all walk we all walk the same planet here. You could say something. You could at least smile." So he thinks that they're alive here, and so he's not taking it very well here. He's like, "Talk to me." And so he opens the door, and you see jingle, jingle, jingle. And so this is the I don't know, the person that works there, and letting them know about the mannequins, that they're not real. And he's like, "I see this lady's no lady." Love that here. So, and so he takes off the coat, and she's like, "Oh man, that looks uh really good on you." She's trying to sell him. And he's like, "You owe me money." "Owe him what? I don't even know money." And so she's like, "Great, I'm gonna have to call the cops because he stole the jacket here." So, and so he's going up this hill now. Longshot is still confused, and he's like, I missed something, but what? It's all there at the edges. I can feel the answers dimly. Someone must miss me. Will they find me? Will anyone try?" And so a lot of confusion here. And so you hear a snap here, and he throws his little knives here, and uh, doesn't hit him, and lucky shots here. And so, man, so cool. Early Arthur Adams. Wow, it's just this guy's posters does so much cover work, and his work is so refined now. And so easy. I'm a friendly beast, and if you remember, he came with him here. "Sorry, I'm jumpy. I couldn't go attacking a critter on his own turf. You look almost familiar. Guess this is the right planet after all." And he goes, "Do you know how to get home?" He's like, "This is home. I guess not." And he thinks, boy, he really confused. And so look at this. This is Eliot's place here. Look at this. No trespassing. So he's like, "I brought a friend." He goes, "Where?" And of course, the little critter ran away here. And this guy goes, "Stray dog. No loss. Probably a rabid one. I'll show you the fort here." And so Longshot comes through and goes into his bunker. And so our dude here is a conspiracy theorist. And so Longshot looks at the newspaper and says here a baby was kidnapped. I like to get it back. And he's just, "That's just a story. You mean the words in this paper are made up?" And he's like, "Well, yes, no, I guess they're true. Then we must get the baby back." But no one pays attention to petty crime, as if. And so he gets an intruder alert, and it's all the people now coming through. Probably think one of us stole the brat. They are always out to get me. And he goes, "The baby. All right, we'll save the babies. Are innocent enough, I think, here." And so he puts on his gear, and off they go. He's got another thing. This is so crazy. And goes underneath the bed here. So, all right. And so this lady here is crying here. "I'm dead. They took my baby and killed my dog. They should have ripped out my heart while at it. It's as if been murdered." And here's the dog. Oh, so sad. "Baby, where are you now? And Scotty, where are you? Just a shape now. You old dog, you knew how to love. You were gentler than any human person ever was." And so Longshot shows up, and she's like, "Get away." And he's like, "I'll find your baby. Tell me, what can you remember?" And he's like, they weren't human. They screeched a garbled, psychotic mess of words. "They took my baby and played the cruelest joke. They left this disgusting, lifeless doll. It's hard, empty, dead, lifeless doll. It's got markings, I think, symbols." And so I'll read the doll's past and future, and they're like, "Oh my god, this dude is crazy." And so you can see his eyes starts to glow. "This must be the planet's wild beasts. They are not quite awake, preconscious, stuck between worlds at a winged tower." So that's what killed the dog here. You poor girl, you loved your child so much it has left a strong psychic imprint of the incident. So did something else. There was much to read. And then she goes, "You really helped me," although she thinks he's crazy. And Longshot says they needed innocence, the baby to open a doorway. They have found a sacred ground. I know them now. I can follow their trail. These look like good weapons, Hester. May I? And so he's got kitchen utensils here. My iron and then she just says sure. And so um and so off he goes to find the kid here. All right. And so as they're running, Longshot feels that they're being followed, so Eliot sets a trap for them, and then they take off, and then they're all snagged here. So, and she's like, I feel so creepy here. And then he's like, "Hey man, I never should have followed." And so here they are trying to open that gate here. And so here are the ones that took the baby here and killed the dog. Let's also not forget they killed the dog. And so Longshot says, "I'll go get your kid here," as she's crying because they're going to kill the baby here. And so, and I do apologize that I'm kind of going so quickly here. I know normally I read and all that kind of stuff, but with two issues here, I don't want to, be here an hour for each video. I know most people don't like listening to a 1 hour video here. So, all right. So here comes Longshot here, and they're trying to stop him from rescuing the baby here. And they're all like, "We hate you and we hate everyone from your world." And he's like, "You know me? Who am I? Tell me, who am I? I'll rip down your lying throat. You know who you are. We're going back, but we'll leave you behind." Meaning that they're going to go home and leave him here. So, all right. And so they're doing the spells that they need. And you can see, you forget you can't touch me unless I want to be touched. So hurt a while, you stuck with us. And you can see his face here. But forgot the shifting powers that gave us here. And so nice here as Longshot is bounced back here. And you can see here he hits the side of the tower and bounces a couple of times here. And so he arrives with them and like, "Back so soon? Hey, did you forget the kid here?" And so Longshot kind of picks himself up and says, "I want to know who I am." And they know, "No, you're right. I got selfish. Something was wrong or missing. So, gotta keep your motives pure, buddy. You can't trust luck to pull punches for you." Wait a minute, that's it. As soon as I got the baby, I felt something slip away. I wasn't on. I wasn't on anymore. I lost my way. I know how to do it. We go right for the baby. Let's climb. And so off they go here. Ah, man, this penciling is so different when you look at Arthur Adams. But again, this is like I said, his first published comic book. I think he had a pinup in a couple issues and a couple covers, but this is his first pencil here. So you can see Longshot going up here, and you can see he's going to the top of that windmill here, and he's gonna get that hook, and you can see here he's spinning it, and if you remember, he's very lucky. So he gets it there, but Magog kicks it off, and he's like, "We're free of him. All focus for the final ritual." And so off they go here. Continue the movement, Spiral, and we will soon be home. This is actually Spiral's first appearance here. And she's gonna be instrumental in a lot of during this era of Claremont's X-Men. So this is a character Claremont will definitely be using for quite a few things here. So if only my son Magog were with us. So this is Gog, and so Magog is the little one. Okay, so there we go. Gog is the dad, and Magog is the little one here. So, all right. So he tries. Sorry, while I was doing that, he gets it again, and so you can see Longshot climbing through, and he gets through here, and the rope starts to move here, and it turns out it was Gog, and he goes, much as I hate to save his life, and he's like, because this was getting loose here, and he notices somebody tightened the rope. He says, "You're welcome, buddy. Sorry I didn't help you kill this kid, Dad, but I've got my reasons," he thinks here. So, all right, so he continues going through, and Spiral is continuing to do her thing as she's about to kill the baby, and they're like, "Oh no." And so he's spinning this for you, and he goes, "This is for you, baby," and he flicks it here. You can see that it hits him. He says, "I did it. They just fade away, but they'll reform. I've got the few moments I need." And so he grabs the baby and runs away. And this guy's like, "No, he's ruined us again. Things change now. We don't go back until he's dead." And so, by Gog and Magog till you're dead, he says here. So, and they zap the rope, and he's falling, but he catches it because he's always lucky. And they go down, and the guy helps him up, and, "Oh, my baby, you're so beautiful. I love you. I love everybody, the whole world." So she's in a good mood here, and of course, somehow these guys able to like shift themselves to be humans, and oh no, these are the guys that no, these are, yep. So no, I was right, and they're like, the demons have faded away, and so he looks down, and the people are still there. It's the baby kidnapper. Let's get him. So he says, "Kid, you're out of sync at this valley. Who are you anyway?" And she says, "I don't even know your name." And so we get to the last page of issue 1 here, and he's like, "Call me whatever you like." And he says, "I call him Longshot." And so that works. And so Longshot says, "I better say goodbye, Hester. Don't forget about those miracles. And Eliot, I hope the world doesn't blow up, even if that means you'll never get to test out your fallout shelter. But next time I pass through, I'll stop and try that freeze-dried ice cream." And so he walks away, and so Magog is there with him, and he says, "Longshot, what a name. Hi, that's what Eliot called me, Longshot. Should I keep it?" And he says, "Sure." He says, "Smart man, sure, keep it. That's what you are, a miraculous Longshot. You'll see. Hey, you got a secret? You know something about me?" He says, "Nah, there are no secrets." And Longshot says, "I better watch this guy here." And so we're going to now then jump into issue number 2. And so we start here now with issue 2, great cover. And you're going to notice Magog just a little bit bigger here in the corner box here, like the logo here. And we get the first appearance. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, her name will show up inside here. So I also wanted to show you something because I'm using the trade paperback that was released, and let me we started out, look at this awesome not a sketch, but kind of like the preliminary here, the layout sketch and the overlay, and you can see here that this, and then the actual cover. And look at this. Arthur Adam inked himself on the covers, so he's quite talented in the very beginning. One of the things that you notice about him and his characters is look at the long legs. You're going to notice this on everybody. And I I forgot to point it out in the beginning, but you notice that he gives every character of his long legs. And so the torso then is more normal, but the legs are very long, and he does that with everybody. So, um, is it Rocket Rita? It could be Rocket Rita, but look at this. Jim Shooter's signature is also in there. So, and so we start out with a train here, just very cartoony here. This design here, and very weird looking. And so Longshot is running toward this train here, and he tells the pup to be ready so he doesn't get impaled. And the pup's just having, because he's so short, a hard time keeping up with him. And our title, I'll wave to you from the top. Of course, same credits here, only now Whilce Portacio is the sole inker, and he'll be the sole inker, I believe, for the remainder of this series. And so what it is this is a movie sort of like those futuristic, like Mad Max. So it's sort of like Mad Max. So he jumps into this train here, and they're happy because they made it here. Only the director is like, tells Ricochet Rita, not Rocket Rita, Ricochet Rita. So she's like a stunt woman, and she's like, "Get that jerk off my set." And you can tell nobody likes the director. She's like, "Anything for you, boss man." And then she says, "And to get away from you." So, all right, so off she goes here, and Longshot is happy. He goes, "I'm a man in search of my past, a past that seems to be violently in search of me, but I don't care. I own the world. Hey, pup, what's with your tail? When did you grow spikes?" "Spikes? What tail?" "And sit still, that ridge on your back." So he's, as you can see, he's changing. "Oh, that ridge, it's always been there." "It has not. Stop squirming. You're changing, pup." And he's like, "Stop picking at me." "What?" And he's like, "Stop looking at me." And so she's like, "Hey, hotshot." And he's like, "Whoa, he's hot." And so, um, who? And you can see here, bzz, like he's able to teleport away. And it's like, "Hey, pup, did you hear what she called me?" And then he realizes he's gone here. So, and she's like, "Catch me if you can, hot shot." So, and so he jumps and lands behind her, and she goes, and "Plenty of room for you, hotshot." And he says, "Longshot, my name's Longshot." And so look at that. And so they get here, and she tells that those aren't guns. He thought maybe they were weapons. And she explains to them those are cameras here. And so we get a nice double page spread here. So the director thinks, "Oh man, there's easier ways to get to be a stuntman." He thinks he's um, uh, or a wannabe stuntman here, and as everybody watches him, he says that he's not a stuntman, and of course all the girls are like after him, and so he offers him a job and to be a movie star. He's like, "Movie star? Oh, you poor guys, that's an awful job. Don't you want money?" And of course he says, "Money, great. A guy I met said I should get some." And so they're gonna give him a job, kind of to be a gopher here for the main guy here. And so, all right. And so here's the actress here, and everybody, with her makeup and all that kind of stuff here, and all the people wanting to. And then of course here's Ricochet Rita, and so she's the stunt double for that lady here. And so she has these rocket boosters that she created, and that allow them to fly. He's like, "Fly." And so off she goes here. Man, I don't think we even have these now. I mean, they have created some stuff, but look at how that would be awesome Also, it wouldn't take long before the FAA outlawed them, but I think it'd be cool. Plus, you'd need a lot of fuel for a rocket here, and so this thing is gonna uh, um, he thinks he's flown before, and she goes, "Why are you staring?" You can see there's something here happening, kinda, and now he's remembering, and so this other long shot there. So he's definitely from somewhere where there's another one of him. I think he's supposed to be Michael Jackson. And so, but the Michael Jackson guy was killed here. And the fashions of the time, leather. Rock stars all wore leather. And so Longshot was upset they killed Michael Jackson. And those spineless creeps. And if you know spineless, you know who the villain is going to be here. So Longshot is going to get revenge for it, but then he kind of falls. He sort of the memory's taken a lot of him, so he's falling, and Ricochet Rita catches him, says snap out of it here, and so at the last moment he was able to stop here. And he says, Rita, I think I used to be a movie star. She goes, yeah, a warrior of some kind. So he doesn't remember very much here. So, all right. And so they're walking by here. And you can see here her makeup is kind of melting off here. And so he keeps going to someone's watching him here. I'm sure they said something else, but as I mentioned before, I'm trying to keep these videos from being too super long, so I'm sort of just kind of go along with him. But you can see here someone is watching him, and it looks sort of like a goat headish thing. And he whispers here, it's the lucky one. Hugs. Time to test that fickleness of his luck. And of course the director sees him and says, there you are. Longshot, my boy. I have a deal to propose, but first I have a dream to tell. The dream is the perfect movie. And so he's basically going to talk about himself, about how he can create the perfect movie. And so, and he'll make you $1 million stuntman. And he asks, is that a lot of money? And he's like, funny kid. And then he thinks they sure come in weird these days. Look at that, $1 million. Is that a lot of money? All right. And so a nice little vertical panel here. And they're at a motel here, and he couldn't sleep, so he goes to talk with Rita for a little bit, and he just says he doesn't know, he doesn't have a lot of memories of what's going on. And then you see Magog here. He's like, he's in there. But look who's lurking outside his door. And so someone's coming in, and you can see their shadow here. And he goes, so you've been a warrior, a star, and a slave? And so he's getting just fragments of that. So she kisses him, and she goes, your skin like leather. Longshot, I don't think you're, and then she goes, you're not human. And so, what? Of course I am. And so I'm just like you from out. And then he hears this sound, and he goes out back. Someone's been messing with our jetpacks here. And so suddenly you see these these creatures similar to that. So of course we're gonna have some action, because after all, this is a comic book, and we have to have some action. And as you can see here, Pup has returned here and rips him up immediately here. So. And he says, different, how so? What you looking at me like that for? Come in. And so he goes in, he's hungry, and gets some food. And then Rita comes in and says, hey, remember my puppy friend I told you about? And she's like, that's no puppy, that's a midget in a fursuit, isn't it? And so no, he's real, all right. But he's not from this planet. Pup, you got something to tell you got something to tell me? Who are you anyway? Of course, he says, women, same in every dimension, over spoiling the fun. And so Magog says, I'm your pal. What more do you need? And we were pals before and will be. Before what? If you're not from Earth and neither am I, you must know who I am. Have you been holding out? And of course, he says the demon can't even finish his hot dog in peace. So apparently some kind of demon here. And it's kind of funny. Other than the red hair, and the eyebrows here, it would have been nice if they also would have made the mustache red. Um, I think that would have uh, made, I don't know, the coloring, but it was newsprint and they certainly didn't do too much with the colorings back then. So Longshot is like, tell me, tell me, tell me, and he finally has had enough, and he goes, all right, I'll tell you what I know about you. I hate you. That's all I know, and punches him back and then runs away. And he says, I'm still evolving. I seem to be a magic magnet on this world. I must wait till I tap to the limit. Then I'll be ready for him. And he says, so long, chump. I'll wave to you from the top. He's like, wait. And so he feels bad. He's like, I trusted you. He was my only friend, that puppy. Why'd he turn on me? And he said, he wasn't your only friend. I'm here. And so she's cleaning up his bruised lip here. And so now they're going to make this movie here. And so we've got the actors and the stunts. And so roll cameras. So this is just filler here. So we're just kind of going to treat it like the filler it is. And we see Longshot here because he took the place of the other stuntman here. And so we have these sort of, they're supposed to be like lasers or something here for this movie, but it hits him and he falls. And then he remembers something else here from his past here, some kind of ceremony. So he's remembering that, and then he kind of remembers, and then he gets hit again. And now the rockets are out of his control here, and he gets tangled in that. And Ricochet Rita is like, oh no, he's out. Longshot. And this guy's like, stop filming. Oh, no, sorry, keep filming. Sorry, get it on camera here. And so they are. And Longshot's all wounded here. And he falls down and crashes. And they tell the director, I think he's dead or almost. He says, get him to my truck. I'll rush him to the hospital. But get that costume off him first. And so, blast, that contract he signed is illegal. He could sue the pants off of me if he dies. All right, I'm off. And so he says, I'll do this alone. And of course, Ricochet Rita is like, what's he up to? And he's like, I could be charged with manslaughter. Oh, blast, what have I done? What's he up to? As she takes off her helmet. And so he's going to dump the body because he thinks Longshot is dead. And so we end this issue with him pulling Longshot off and tossing him into the river. He's like, sink you. His lungs will fill with water. If he can't breathe, he's rising. Don't look at me. He sees me. Don't look at me. And so we end this issue. How do you save someone's life who doesn't want to be saved? More demon madness and other wild stuff next in Jinx. So, all right, Longshot 1 and 2 by Ann Nocenti with Arthur Adams and then Whilce Portacio doing the inks. It's seeing Arthur Adams evolve through this, it's really cool. Arthur Adams is one of my favorites. I really wish he had a bigger, for someone who's been in comic books for such a long time. He's got a ton of covers, and a ton of sketches. If you follow his Instagram, and there's in Facebook, there's an Arthur Adams appreciation group that I also join. I'm in a lot of groups about comic books because I really love this medium. So check it out, his Instagram and the Facebook group with Arthur Adams. So all right, like and subscribe. I do thank you for listening. Goodbye.